Tony, thanks for calling me back, bud. I'm on the Greenway right now looking for Coach Floyd. We're about to do an interview with him. I don't know, he just hangs out on the Greenway when he's not coaching football, I heard. Well, we're wanting you to host the show. I'm just a camera guy, come on. Pay, hold on. No, not on this one, but you're a school teacher, Tony. Tony. Coach Floyd!
Hey, how's it going?
It is true.
This is where I hang out.
This is where you hang out? So what a coincidence that you have a camera, a light, it's like a monitor, and I'm sure you're mic'd up too, right? I mean, what are the chances of that happening?
You never know when you're going to need that.
So what's going on today? Have you guys practiced already?
We practice in the evenings. We have a lot of guys that work during the day and really work full-time jobs. Some, a lot of 40-hour weeks where they're working, and so we try to practice in the evening so they can have a job and make a little money. And then, it's a little bit cooler in the evenings, and we have a couple of coaches that volunteer that have other jobs that are not off in the summer, so it fits our schedule to go in the evenings. So right now we're still just working on fundamentals. Today actually will be the first day that we put on shoulder pads. We've been in helmets. Up until this point, we've done a lot of 7-on-7. So our quarterbacks and receivers are throwing a lot, and you're going against linebackers and defensive backs. So you're learning your passing game and your coverages defensively. So today we'll really start installing our run game offensively and stopping the run defensively.
So we just happened to find you on the day you start to hit.
Yes. So our guys should be excited. They'll be excited today, enthusiastic today, but tomorrow will probably be a little different story.
So the guys have been in the weight room all summer, right? And they're strong, they're fast, and they're itching to hit somebody, right? You see a lot of injuries on day one?
Well, we pray that we don't, but it's like I tell them, you're never going to be 100% after the first day of football practice. If you're 100% healthy after football practice,
you haven't tried hard enough.
You're not playing. We try to preach toughness, and you got other teammates depending on you, so a nicks and bruises can't keep you out of practice and keep you from going hard.
You've seen enough football to know the difference between working through something and someone needing legitimate recovery, right?
I think the good thing is the equipment's came a long way, so the helmets have really improved. Quite honestly, we haven't had a whole lot of concussions, and if we get any kind of headache or any concussion symptoms, then we take care of them pretty good, and we're going to make sure they're completely healed from that before they would ever come back to practice or a game. So obviously it is a physical sport, like I said, and it's contact, so you're going to have some of those, but if you're there's a difference between being injured and hurt.
Yeah.
And we have Julie Savage, our trainer. She does a great job. We have Dr. Boytek's worked with us closely in the past. Dr. Spangler's going to start working with us this year. So we're very fortunate in this area to have plenty of coverage where our kids can be seen, and they have really good care. Obviously, I'm a huge football fan, and I grew up that way, and I would watch coaches and try to model my coaching style after them. But my favorite coach growing up was always Steve Spurrier, who, if you watched him coach, he was very intense and liked to throw visors. I don't wear a visor, but...
And a winner.
Yes, he was a winner. Really changed the game of football with his offense attack. But Mark Richt was another one, which is kind of totally different than Coach Spurrier, where he was very calm and collective on the sidelines. And I always thought, when I'm a coach, I'm just going to be calm and collective. And it didn't work out that way.
It's kind of hard, huh?
But I think the biggest thing is you got to be who you are.
Yeah, no doubt.
I can't hide anything. I'm going to react the way I need to react, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but I'm not going to be fake. And I'm an intense person. Sometimes that's good, and sometimes that's bad, and I realize that.
You played football for UTC, right?
Yes, I did.
Defense, if I remember.
Defense. Well, it's funny, I played running back in high school and played a little defense as well, but...
Had that speed.
I wasn't very fast.
Quickness.
I was probably quicker than I was fast. I think probably the thing that got me through was always play with a chip on my shoulder. I was never very big. Still waiting for my growth spurt, by the way. So, if you'd have asked me then, I would have thought I was 6'3", 6'4", 250 pounds. I didn't know any difference. I look back now and think, man, I was small. So, but like I said, I played with a chip on my shoulder, so toughness, I think, was probably my best quality as a football player, and I knew the game, so I was smart. I could get people lined up, and I studied the game, so I knew our opponents in college. But as far as just athletic ability, I didn't have a whole lot. I know it's not the game of football that probably saved my life, but it had a lot to do with it. and put me where I am today, and I'm making a decent living. I'm having fun. I don't feel like I'm going to work. You know, when I first got into coaching, to be quite honest, it was about me and what can I do as a coach, how many games can I win, and I found out real quick that's not what it's about. And it's about the relationships with the kids, relationships with the coaches. You know, we love when former players come back to practice or, hey, can I come work out in the weight room with you? Because that's the stuff you miss as a player, and that's what it's all about. We never talk about winning or losing with our team. I mean, we may say, you know, if you don't do this, we're going to lose games, but we feel like winning is a byproduct of what you do every step of every day. And if you're doing those little things correctly and you care about each other and, you know, you're a great teammate, you're unselfish, then we feel like Friday night should take care of themselves.
Most of us had that opportunity to coach our own children and the teams that they're on, and wow, the joy you feel, that fulfillment you have, and even the, you know, being proud for those kids on that smaller level is a really good experience. I couldn't imagine what it feels like to have, you know, the number of guys you do at that age for that long a period.
During the season, you probably don't have a lot of time to reflect on a lot of that, but I think it's when it comes back and hits you is when you see, you know, a former player like DeJuan Massengill comes to mind, who didn't come from a whole lot growing up, ended up being a great player at Bradley. Now he's a cop here in Cleveland. He's got a, you know, beautiful wife and daughter and another kid on the way, and he gets up and he does his job and he respects, his community respects him, his family respects him. You know, we're proud that he was a Bradley Bear alumni. So those are the things that make you smile, and honestly, I'm getting cold chills thinking about it because you love those guys, and that's part of my family, you know? I mean, obviously I have my own wife and daughter and son, but those guys are my family too, and so it means something to you.
Absolutely. Well, Coach Floyd, I'm sure you're very aware of exactly where you're at on the Greenway. What do you see?
Obviously, I respect Cleveland High School. They've done so much in athletics over the years that I respect them. Now, we want to beat them, and it's a great rivalry, and man, that's a fun week. That's a fun week of coaching. And, you know, you grow up, our kids grow up with their kids, and they know each other really well, but man, it's a fun game to be a part of. And
when you're out riding your bike with your family on the Greenway, do you ever just stop here and watch them practice? Take notes?
Well, I just video.
Video?
I've got a camera set up.
You got like a ladder stand, like you're hunting, and you just sit.
You know, that's illegal for me to do, but we have other people that may not.
Now, how does that work? Because I mean, like you really could just come over here and sit on that bench there and watch them practice. But I guess you could do the same to you.
Well,
you're a little hard to get to.
Honestly, yeah, you can probably watch us practice. I don't care who comes to watch us practice, but honestly, we better be practicing ourselves instead of watching somebody else practice. So, you know, and we've always kind of taken the motto: we can't control what other teams do or you know, how they practice it. We just got to take care of us and do what we feel is best for Bradley. And we got to put all of our energy and focus into that. And not really, I really don't even concern myself with what other teams do. It's a fun time of year, but it's also very stressful. And you know, you got to push your kids to the limit to get them physically in shape and mentally. And then they're about to start school, so that adds a whole nother element. You know, they're having to get up early in the morning where they've probably been sleeping in a little bit. But you got to come together as a team and, you know, have one common goal, and that's what makes it fun. Is you put a goal out there and you try to achieve it together. You know, that's like I tell them all the time. If you scored a touchdown and no teammates are around or nobody's in the stands, it's not any fun. What makes it fun is when you go through stuff together. And those practices are tough, they're hot, but you're together. You know, and that's a bond that you're building, that bond that can't be broken. And that's the great thing about football is you go through all these, you know, and it started way back in January. You know, when we put last season behind us and started focusing on 2019 season, early morning workouts, and you go through it together. And you go through it together for 4 years, so it's pretty special.
Together, that is good. Well, thanks for riding with us today.
Yeah, had fun.
I guess you'll just be on your way now, right?
Yeah, I've got about 20 more miles. You guys getting off?
Yeah, we're getting off. I guess we'll
catch
catch up
with
with
y'all
you
later.
sometime.